Hello guys, this is show 15 of PCTechRadio. We're back again.
Welcome.
Visual's there laughing at me again. The noise you can hear in the background is the aircon. It's quite a hot day today, so we've decided to put that on.
Very warm.
Now, we've got a lot to cover today. Today's show, we had an email yesterday, well, the other day when we recorded show 15.
14.
14. Today is show 15. Oh, granddad moments. Old age.
Priceless. For everything else that's mastered.
I'm not going to start laughing my head off, but yeah, that's true. Or Visa Delta. Well, you know. But anyway, today's show, we had an email from Steve in Weston, Supermare. Okay. He's asked that we don't give away his second name. So, Steve, done that. It may sound a bit as though we're making this up, but we're not. We do get a lot of emails, and sometimes they do say, please do not mention my second name, blah blah blah.
Or don't mention my name.
Yeah, you know. So basically, today's show is going to be how to put together your own system for producing your podcast like we do. We've got a couple of questions. One for me, one for Visual, because basically to cover what we do on the podcast here, it's going to take us nearly all show. So, do you want to play another track and then we'll get right into it, Visual?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, we can do. Okay, guys. Just to mention it before we forget, our first opening track was a classic. But was it a 90s hit or was it? Yeah, it was a 90s hit. Early 90s hit. It was Return of the Mac, and this one is by Avril Lavigne. Sorry about that, guys. It was a small, tiny mix-up. We should be able to edit that out later on. Thank you, Visual. Right. Okay, I think we should start on how we got started with this, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Well, basically, it was... it wasn't going to be me and you to start with, was it? PCTechRadio. It was going to be me and who I thought was a very, very good college
friend of yours.
Good college mate of mine. Need to turn down the aircon there. Do apologise. But yeah, it was going to be me and a good college mate of mine. Had a phone call. When was it? Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Basically, what happened was PCTechRadio was born through the fact. Long story short, college mate of mine dropped out. Gave me all the equipment. Well, I say all of the equipment. He gave me the PC that it was going to be recorded to. So basically, I then decided upon myself to create, for want of a better word, PCTechRadio. I bought the mixer, the mics, the mic stand, and I asked Visual along for the ride, basically. And Visual had a few questions regarding what it was going to be about, and when I told him, he jumped at the chance, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
You know, one person's loss is another person's gain, so to speak. So
definitely.
Now, the question that we had on the email, Vish, from Stephen Weston was, how did we go about putting the podcast together? What equipment do we use? So where do you want to start, really? I think we should start with the equipment, really, shouldn't we?
Well, main equipment in terms of your computer, your actual base unit. We'll go a bit more into detail about what's in the base unit.
Basically,
the base unit, you've got your monitor, you've got your keyboard and your mouse.
Mixer, mics.
Your mixer and your mics.
And obviously the software, which is Sam Broadcaster 2.
Yeah. Not sound broadcasting, SAM, S-A-M, SAM
Yeah.
broadcasting.
Now, just to reiterate, we have paid for that software. It isn't free. You can use the trial for, I think, a little while, and you can get a few run-throughs and stuff. Now, we are going to be, this will be part of, I think we can do a two-parter for PCTechRadio TV. What do you reckon, Vish, to do with this?
We can, actually.
Because then we can show Steve and other people who want to get involved in podcasting the things that they're definitely going to need.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, it is quite expensive, I'd say. On all of our equipment so far, we must have spent what, roughly about £350.
Yeah, probably.
Because the tower was what, 29. Already had the monitor.
Yeah.
So the tower was 29 quid. Talking. Tower was 29. Motherboard was 45 off eBay. Memory was a couple of quid. Processor was 35. So I think the most expensive thing in here is our mixer.
Yeah.
You know, but it cost us around £350. Now, in regards to the bass unit, we've got 2 sound cards. Now, these are a must. These are definitely a must because it provides certain editing things that we use here at PCTechRadio. It allows us to edit our MP3s and allows us to utilise certain techniques and things. Now, I can't remember the name of the card that we've got. It's the Audigy 2nd edition, isn't it?
Yep, I think it is the Audigy 2nd edition.
And then the normal standard sound card is Sound Blaster Live.
Yep.
Now, when we upgrade our equipment, which will be
hopefully in the next few weeks,
we will be selling the entire studio minus the monitor. Because when I mean upgrading, I mean we're building a new system. We're getting a new mixer, we're getting new microphones, we're getting new everything basically, to bring you better audio quality to go along with PCTechRadio TV. Also visual, if I can tear you away from Facebook for 2 minutes.
I'm actually not on Facebook.
Oh, okay. We've also been asked, now I don't know where you're going to stand on this, we've also been asked to do a video podcast of a run through of a show from start to finish. The planning, the execution, and afterwards. The look on your.
Let me put it to you in simple terms. The software and everything is already on there.
No. You know what? This is for when we start doing video podcasting.
For when we start doing video podcasting.
Yeah, they want us to do show how we get our tracks, where we get them from, then watch us do a complete recording.
Yeah.
And then where we get together at the end of the show and say, right, how do we think that went, or along those lines. You know what I mean? I think it's a good idea, but I think the first one we're going to concentrate on here at PCTechRadio is how to build your studio and how to go from there.
Yeah, we can do that.
You up for that?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's all good.
It's all good at the end of the day. Right, so basically your bass unit obviously standard bass unit has to have a 3 gig processor or more. Memory, I mean, we've got 2 gig, haven't we?
2 gig DDR2.
Yeah, we're running DDR2 at the minute. Not with our new system, it'll be DDR3. We're running 2 gig of DDR2. We've got a 500 gig hard drive. We've got no optical drive. Now, there is a reason for that. A lot of our music is MP3, so it can be carried around on a USB stick, and a lot of our stuff that we do is MP3. And basically, generally, you can carry it around on a USB stick anyway. The only thing that I did was we have got an optical drive on SATA. We made sure the motherboard can hold a SATA drive. I hooked up a DVD writer just to install Windows XP. It's running Windows XP Professional 32-bit. Sorry about that, guys. It was a small, tiny mix-up. We should be able to edit that out later on. Thank you, Vishal. Right. Okay, I think we should start on how we got started with this. I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Well, basically, it was. It wasn't going to be me and you to start with, was it? PCTechRadio. It was going to be me and who I thought was a very, very good college
friend of yours.
Good college mate of mine. Need to turn down the aircon there. Do apologise. But yeah, it was going to be me and a good college mate of mine. Had a phone call. When was it? Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Basically, what happened was, PCTechRadio was born through the fact. Long story short, college mate of mine dropped out. Gave me all the equipment. Well, I say all of the equipment. He gave me the PC that it was going to be recorded to. So basically, I then decided upon myself to create, for want of a better word, PCTechRadio. I bought the mixer, the mics, the mic stand, and I asked Vishal along for the ride, basically. And Vishal had a few questions regarding what it was going to be about, and when I told him, he jumped at the chance, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
You know, one person's loss is another person's gain, so to speak. So
definitely.
Now, the question that we had on the email, Vish, from Stephen Weston was, how did we go about putting the podcast together? What equipment do we use? So where do you want to start, really? I think we should start with the equipment, really, shouldn't we?
Well, main equipment in terms of your computer, your actual base unit. We'll go a bit more into detail about what's in the base unit.
Basically,
you've got the base unit, you've got your monitor, you've got your keyboard and your mouse.
Mixer, mics.
Your mixer and your mics.
And obviously the software, which is Sam Broadcaster 4.2.
Yeah. Not Sound Broadcaster, Sam, S-A-M, Sam Broadcaster.
Now, just to reiterate, we have paid for that software. It isn't free. You can use the trial for, I think, a little while, and you can get a few run-throughs and stuff. Now, we are going to be, this will be part of, I think we can do a two-parter for PCTechRadio TV. What do you reckon, Vish, to do with this?
We can, actually.
Because then we can show Steve and other people who want to get involved in podcasting the things that they're definitely going to need.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, it is quite expensive, I'd say. On all of our equipment so far, we must have spent what, roughly about £350.
Yeah, probably.
Because the tower was what, 29. already had the monitor.
Yeah.
So tower was 29 quid. Talking tower was 29. Motherboard was 45 off eBay. Memory was a couple of quid. Processor was 35. So I think the most expensive thing in here is our mixer.
Yeah.
You know, but it cost us around £350. Now, in regards to the bass unit, we've got 2 sound cards. Now these are a must. These are definitely a must because it provides certain editing things that we use here at PCTechRadio. It allows us to edit our MP3s and allows us to utilise certain techniques and things. Now, I can't remember the name of the card that we've got. It's the Audigy 2nd edition, isn't it?
Yep, I think it is the Audigy 2nd edition.
And then the normal standard sound card is Sound Blaster Live.
Yep.
Now, when we upgrade our equipment, which will be
hopefully in the next few weeks,
we will be selling the entire studio minus the monitor, because when I mean upgrading, I mean we're building a new system, we're getting a new mixer, we're getting new microphones, we're getting new everything basically, to bring you better audio quality to go along with PCTechRadio TV. Also visual, if I can tear you away from Facebook for 2 minutes.
I'm actually not on Facebook.
Oh, okay. We've also been asked, now I don't know where you're going to stand on this, we've also been asked to do a video podcast of a run through of a show from start to finish. The planning, the execution, and afterwards.
Well,
the look on your.
Let me put it to you in simple terms. The software and everything is already on there.
No. You know what? This is for when we start doing video podcasting.
For when we start doing video podcasting.
Yeah, they want us to do show how we get our tracks, where we get them from, then watch us do a complete recording.
Yeah.
And then where we get together at the end of the show and say, right, how do we think that went, or along those lines. You know what I mean? I think it's a good idea, but I think the first one we're going to concentrate on here at PCTechRadio is how to build your studio and how to go from there.
Yeah, we can do that.
You up for that?
Yeah,
fair enough.
It's all good.
It's all good at the end of the day. Right, so basically your bass unit, obviously standard bass unit, has to have a 3 gig processor or more. Memory, I mean, we've got 2 gig, haven't we?
2 gig DDR2, I think.
Yeah, we're running DDR2 at the minute, not with our new system it'll be DDR3. We're running 2 gig of DDR2. We've got a 500 gig hard drive. We've got no optical drive. Now there is a reason for that. A lot of our music is MP3, so it can be carried around on a USB stick, and a lot of our stuff that we do is MP3, and basically generally you can carry it around on a USB stick anyway. The only thing that I did was we have got an optical drive on SATA. We made sure the motherboard can hold a SATA drive. I hooked up a DVD writer just to install Windows XP. It's running Windows XP Professional 32-bit, not 64, because assume it gives us the best quality. The mics that we use, we got from Maplins for £20 a piece, so that's 40 quid. The mixer is the Alesis Multimix 4. We're going up to the Multimix 8. I'm not going to get the podcast one because it's not worth it.
You mean the 6? Not going to get the 6, you can get the 8.
Yeah, going to get the 8, but not the one with the podcast, not with the iPod docking thing, because it's not worth it. Because that's if you're using it for DJing and stuff like that. And we're not doing that. Sorry about that, guys. And basically, once Windows is installed, and you go through that process, you've then got a sound broadcaster, which obviously you can download, put onto a USB stick, install. But this is where it gets a bit tricky. The way we've got a sound broadcaster set up, I'm not going to go into that on the audio portion of this, because I think it would be better if we show it on the video podcast.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be a bit awkward to try and show you guys what we actually do, and plus the studio will be in better shape anyway by that time, because it has to be. So, you know, I mean, we've got the Sound Blaster, Creative Lab Sound Blaster Audigy 2nd edition card, as mentioned earlier, and a Sound Blaster Live card. Now, why the 2 cards? Well, the Sound Blaster Audigy allows for various things. Again, we all go into detail on the video podcast, but I think that's... I mean, is there anything else I've missed?
Not really.
Another useful another useful tool is to get Podcasting for Dummies by T. Morris.
Yeah.
It's helped us no end when we've been stuck on various things. I think they've also brought out Podcasting for Expert Dummies as well, and Video Podcasting for Dummies. I still have to get those 2 books actually. That's definitely another 2 that I want to add to the collection, because there's some very useful stuff in there. One thing we have done as well, which you will need to do before you, obviously, well, you can record your podcasts, but we've signed up to Podomatic. Now, we pay an annual fee of, I think it's $199 or $149.
It's $199.
And that allows us to basically upload our podcasts and get them on iTunes. Now, to get your podcasts on iTunes, when you've signed up to Podomatic or whichever podcast server you want to use, we can, if we do it from PCTechRadio, I think we pay $149, not pounds. We record the show and then we can upload it and then give it the ID3 tags and upload it to iTunes from there. But it gives you the XML feed, which is what you'll need to sign it up to iTunes. To sign up to iTunes, it's quite easy. You go into the iTunes store, you go podcasts, and then on the right hand side it should say upload podcast. We can go in more detail on the video podcast, because you'll be able to see a lot more of how we've got the setup, and we'll go from there. Now, what are you doing?
Nothing.
You're gambling again, aren't you?
How did you get the idea that I'm gambling?
From what I can see, all I can see is fruit machines.
They're not fruit machines, you blind dimwit.
What are they?
Don't you worry about that.
Middle of a podcast and all Visual's doing is...
But we shall move on to our next track.
Yeah.
Our next track is
This is a good track, actually.
Yeah, an old track Toto featuring Biggie Smalls, Can't You See? And
Doesn't this have Tony Braxton in it as well?
no, I don't think it does. I heard this a long time ago. I haven't heard this in a long time, so I can't quite remember which one.
I've heard this just because it had Biggie Smalls in it. I think that's the only reason why I got it. But anyway, we'll be back after this with some of your questions. Steve, hope that helps you for now. If it was a bit all over the place, do apologise. But hope that helps. But we'll cover more on what we do here at PCTechRadio when we come back after this. Hope you like this tune, because we certainly do.
Here we go, guys.
Yeah. Now,
it's a phrase I usually say to Grandad quite a lot. Can't you see?
Yeah, but I'm not the one wearing glasses.
Doesn't matter. I admit that I can't see.
Well,
I'm not in denial.
I am. Now, we also signed up, as we said, to
like podcast directories.
God knows how many podcast directories. Some of them that you like Podcast Maximizer, you have to pay. I think it's $10 to $12 a month, and they'll sign you up to 12 podcast directories a month, and then they'll go from there. Now, just to go over what we've covered, I hope it helps. We've covered what cards you need, what basis you need to start your podcast. I mean, you can use the free stuff.
Yeah.
That's all built in, or USB mics. But first and foremost, buy T. Morris's book, Podcasting for Dummies. That will explain a lot, and it will get you started on the road. When we decide to sell all our equipment, when we've upgraded, we will announce it through the new equipment, and hopefully make some lucky person very, very happy. And when they come to collect it, we will show them how it all works, how to get started, and how to record their podcast.
Not bad.
Good idea though, isn't it? You know, helping somebody else getting started in the world of podcasting, because it's a good hobby. If you've got something to talk about, like we do, you know, I mean,
it doesn't have to be a podcast like us
about technology and stuff.
It can be about anything.
But I mean, we started this simply because we got fed up of the same old, wasn't it? You know, you go to PC World, get your laptop fixed. Yeah, it's a virus. Can you save my work, please? Sorry, we couldn't. You know.
Yep. Or you send it for something, and then they come round and say, well, actually, we found these problems as well.
Yeah.
Do you want them fixed? And because you're already there, you think, oh yeah, I'll get it fixed. When really they rip you off and they charge you like 3 times the price of what it actually costs.
But it's not just that. I mean, you said to me when we first started doing this, before we recorded the pilot episode, which was all over the place, you know, that you were getting a lot of questions on how to fix certain software errors and hardware stuff. And
I used to get so many people coming to me saying, oh, I've got a problem with this, and what do I do? I've got this file, how do I open it?
Yeah.
Like, quite a lot of people didn't know what WinRAR was. And people would download something, it's a RAR file. Oh, I can't open this, what do you do? So I have to explain to them step by step, here you go, here's the site to download WinRAR for free. Download WinRAR for free, start using it, right, when you use it, when they're installing it, they're sending me a screenshot, and then I'm telling them, right, what you need to do is click all of these, don't click that, do this, do that, and then I have to explain to people step by step.
It was the same with me, in a sense. I mean, I came from the background of building computers and repairing people's systems, you know. So this is how we got together, and I mean, I know Vishal from work.
Our lovely workplace.
Do you know what? We've been told, right, that we can't mention. Do you know what? I'm going to be. Do you know, we still get the emails to this day. Where do you work?
We'll tell you when we quit the place and not work there.
Yeah, because it's only fair. We did say in the I think we mentioned it in the pilot, didn't we? That we were never going to mention our workplace until the day we leave. and that day I believe is coming very soon.
Might be.
I don't want to put a definite stamp on it because if we do, any one of our managers listening to it, there's their resignation. Done.
Yep.
So we're not putting an official stamp on leaving just yet, but it will be very soon. Possibilities have occurred to allow us to improve certain aspects of PCTechRadio, and hopefully bring us a bit of good luck and good fortune to help us do that. Now, questions. We've had a couple of questions come through this week. One for Vishal, which is quite interesting, wasn't it, Vish?
Yeah, I heard it and I was like, alright. I was actually thinking, like...
Okay, so
didn't take me long, but...
What was the question that you got?
Well, basically what one of our listeners had sent us the question and said he's had a problem with Internet Explorer, not in the sense software, not in the sense that Internet Explorer doesn't work, but he had a problem with his computer where I think it was something like his
registry. It came up with 2 lines, wasn't it?
Came up with some errors in his registry. Now, we advised before, unless you know what you're doing, don't touch your registry.
Touch the registry.
Don't do anything with it.
Under any circumstances.
The only thing I would say you do is back your registry up.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would suggest you to do. It's the only thing I would suggest you to do.
But again, use third-party software to do it. You know.
You can back it up using Windows as well.
Yeah, but that's a bit...
I know, I wouldn't do that. I use third-party software and back it up,
Yeah, you know. But anyway...
Right, so he had some problems, and then what he did was he removed those lines from his registry, and the errors stopped coming up. But then it kept asking him to, I think, reinstall, or it says Internet Explorer doesn't work.
Well, according to the email when it came through in your inbox, it said Internet Explorer stopped working, lines from registry are missing. I mean, we don't mind Internet Explorer not working because we're Firefox fans. So, but I mean, obviously, if you don't want to use Internet Explorer, the obvious thing is to add and remove it through Control Panel, isn't it, Vish, and do it that way?
Main thing you need to do, really, is, I think for that person who's actually emailed us, I forgot what his name was, but...
I don't think he actually gave his name.
Okay, but the user who emailed us about that issue that he's had, my simple suggestions are, all you need to do is go to your add and remove programs and actually remove Internet Explorer from there. That way it won't ask you again, oh, you need to update it, or you need to do this or that to it. If you wish to put it back on, install it back in, or if it's wrong, just re-download the setup file and reinstall it again, and everything should be working fine. Obviously after you install it, you'll have to turn your computer off and turn your computer back on. But I would also set a restore point before you do this.
So basically,
just to be on the safe side.
Now, we covered restore points earlier, in earlier episodes. So, as you can probably hear the buzzing noise in the background, that's my phone on silent going off. Apologies for that. We're going to have to play 2 tunes, one after the other, I think, Vish. Now, I had a question come through. Now, I can't remember the listener's name, and I do apologise for that. But basically, it was a hardware question.
Yeah.
Stating that came to switch my computer on the other day and heard a constant clicking sound from within the base unit.
Okay.
After investigating, after cleaning the case fans and figuring out that it wasn't the case fans, I then unplugged the case fans from the motherboard, left the side panel off, and heard that it was coming from the hard drive. Please, guys at PCTechRadio, can you help? Now, it all depends on how bad the clicking noise is.
If it's only a slight clicking noise, then
it's standard. That's probably standard. Just the needles moving across the plateaus to read it.
Yeah.
Because every now and again you get a clicking noise from a hard drive anyway. If it's constant and it's quite loud, try and get off nearly all your software, well, not software, all your documents and personal photos and stuff, and back them up as soon as possible. Simply because the hard drive has had its day.
Really, you haven't got very long left.
Yeah. I mean, my external hard drive is actually quite bad now.
Yeah, I've heard it.
And I try to stop having it plugged in where and when I can, but unfortunately that's not possible. Now we're going to have to play 2 tracks after the other here due to the fact that I'm getting phone calls, so I'm going to have to return them, and then we shall get back to you. The next track is a very old track but a very good one, for all you Beatles fans out there. This is the Beatles and A Hard Day's Night.
And here we go.
You know, classic tune. You know. Now, although the show's been all over the place today, I hope
we've actually helped the people who've asked us questions.
I mean,
if you guys do want a bit more information, email us again.
And we'll give it you all via email. And obviously, if it's technical questions, like how to do your own podcast and stuff like that, we are going to be covering them on PCTechRadio TV, which can be, all the videos can be found on YouTube, which, well, will be able to be found on YouTube on PCTech R1, which is our YouTube channel. We know it's been all over the place today, and we've tried to answer the best way we can. I've got a lot of editing to do thanks to Visual today. That's going to be interesting though, you know what I mean?
I know. It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. Now, we have got a serious note.
Yeah.
Again. Now, there was a pause for dramatic effect. Now, we have a laugh and a joke. We do cover serious topics.
Yep.
But we do not appreciate receiving emails to the show to say that we're only doing this for money, we're only plugging, giving 10% to charity, and some of the emails we've got say we don't believe that we're not going to give that 10% to charity. Look, one, the Minds Advisory Group is a charity close to my heart, which is what I've mentioned in nearly every show.
Right. I'm running the Birmingham Half Marathon in 2 months' time, and I'm doing that for
the Minds Advisory Group. Now, yes, there is a financial aspect to this show. Yes, we have put a lot of money and time into buying the equipment, but we've done that so we can improve the sound quality, and
we haven't done this just to feed ourselves and sort of make extra income.
You know,
we work anyway, so we make that money for ourselves.
We work anyway. Obviously, for whatever reasons, we're not going to say where we work. Well, we have said we don't want people coming up to us at work and getting us into trouble. But we also do computer repairs and upgrades, and we actually build computer systems away from our part-time job. That's how we make our money.
The other thing is as well, you guys are saying that this is all for money. I mean, we would be charging you now to download these podcasts if we were in it for the money. Yeah. We're giving you free advice. You're asking us questions. We're giving you advice.
We can actually charge for these podcasts, but
we can. I can put a price on my advice and say, well, pay me £10 and then I'll tell you what the problem is.
Yeah.
But I don't say that. I just help you and say, well, you need help.
So we don't appreciate. We're not going to mention the people's names because it'll only
infuriate them.
Well, not infuriate them. It'll only give, to their twisted sense of reality.
Their twisted sense of humour.
Yes, we also have an online store. selling PC Tech Radio merchandise. But again, as we've stated, that 10% will be going to the Mines Advisory Group. Now, we did have a nice email actually, Vishal, stating thank you for supporting the Mines Advisory Group. It wasn't from anybody within the charity.
Okay.
It was from somebody who hasn't left their name, just said, thanks for doing it. There's now, I didn't state this prior shows, but I'm going to do it now.
Is this about the owner?
The founders of the Mines Advisory Group, yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason why I'm supporting the Mines Advisory Group and why it's so close to my heart. It's because it was founded by my father and my uncle. Now, I know there are certain charity laws which state that whatever I do fundraising wise, my uncle can't be involved because of various things. He's not. I work closely with the fundraising team at the Mines Advisory Group for any fundraising advice or anything along those lines. I do not appreciate myself and Vishal being accused of
trying to use it to fund our own.
Yeah, trying to use it to make money. At the end of the day, guys, we're sorry to bring it to a downer, but it just infuriates me that we're getting accused of plugging our online store just to make money. At the end of the day,
if you guys don't buy anything, you don't buy anything, we don't make anything.
Yeah.
We're not forcing you guys to buy something.
But it's not just that. 10% of it goes to the Mines Advisory Group, a charity that is wholeheartedly one of the many charities out there that saves lives every day. It's not just the Mines Advisory Group. You have Handicap International, you have UNICEF, you have British Red Cross, you have the Islamic... What's that? The Islamic...
I forgot.
I can't think of the name of it.
I've forgotten the name,
but they provide relief supplies, and many more charities.
Acorns, British Heart Foundation.
Many more charities that we're going to be listing on our website. And yes, and the thing is, right? Yes, we say 10% will go to the Mines Advisory Group, but when we start making enough money from the shop, we will give a percentage to the rest of the charities. So it's not all about all the money's going to me and Vishal. It's not. We, at the moment, most of our wages are spent on replacing equipment and stuff like that.
It's actually going back into the business. We're not actually taking it.
It's actually going back into PC Tech Radio. Again, we have McGrath Computer Repairs and Upgrades, which is linked with PC Tech Radio, which we build computers, do upgrades, and do computer repairs. We make money that way, and we make money at a part-time job. So we're sorry to bring it on a downer, guys, but we thought we'd better just reiterate that for the 2 emails we got yesterday, which infuriated me. And Vishal as well, I'm assuming, because obviously you don't like being accused of doing things.
I don't, but
I mean, having an email.
I'm not that sort of rude person where someone comes and gives me attitude and says something. I just don't say anything. I just laugh at the person, thinking that you don't know both sides of the story, but you make an accusation at someone.
It's crazy though that we've been accused of this. It's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, if you knew both sides of the story and then you accuse someone of it, then I can at least understand.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like me turning around right now and saying, "Oh, I don't like this person, but I don't really know them. So how can you
say that you don't like this person?
Yeah, when you don't actually know them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we've covered in today's show how to do a podcast like ourselves to the best of our ability, and we've answered 2 questions. Now, guys, we're so sorry to have to bring those 2 emails in, but we thought we may as well reiterate the fact. But we're actually going to be bringing it up tempo a little bit and getting it away from the bad stuff. So, PCTechRadio TV, which, as you all are aware from the last show, will be our video podcast. Vishal is going to be the presenter of it.
Nice.
So,
see, the reason why I'm the presenter of it is because I look good and he doesn't. You know, would you want to see an old man with white hair and false teeth?
Hold on.
And a Zimmer frame?
Look, right.
Or would you rather see a young guy who actually looks good?
What are you trying to sell me as here?
And has hair.
Do you know what? They are going
and
to
real teeth.
They're going to see they're going to see what I look like. Yes, my teeth are yellow, but don't forget I used to smoke.
Not the point. There's something known as toothpaste.
I do brush my teeth, you know.
And a toothbrush.
Yes, I do brush my teeth with a toothbrush, and no, I don't dip my toothbrush in toilet water before I do.
And dental floss. And mouthwash.
I can't use dental floss. Irritates my gums.
And mouthwash.
Don't use mouthwash or use cortisol because my gums bleed.
See, Grandad. Can't do stuff.
The things I put up with.
Can't do half the stuff you can.
But, you know, guys, at the end of the day, as we always say on PCTechRadio, we do this for fun. I mean, we'll quickly go over what we've covered today. I mean, we've covered how to start your own podcast.
Yep.
A must for anybody that we will say is please buy T. Morris's.
Please buys.
Yeah, I know.
Grandad.
Can't get me words out. Hold on. There we go. False teeth back in. Okay. Please buy T. Morris's book.
Podcast for Dummies.
Podcasting for Dummies and Podcasting for Dummies, the expert edition, I think it is.
Yep.
And there's, I think there's video podcasting for dummies. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to have a look at that.
A good thing is not just for this, but in general. If you do want to get something started, have a look online, and you can find a For Dummies book for everything.
Yeah.
And they explain everything as if you had absolutely no clue about what you were doing.
I mean, would you say at the minute it's our Bible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'll go to you and say, because it was like with the podcast directories, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I'd been reading the book and I'd rang you up and gone, Vishal, do me a favour.
Find this for me.
Find this. And then
5 minutes later I've got him all the information.
You know, and then basically it was just a whole heap of links where it was podcast directories and we were signing up to
he's one of these people where he can't find information. He can't actually find anything.
I could, but the thing was, when I typed in Podcast Pickle, which is one of the main podcast directories on the web, it wouldn't let me sign up. So, you know, I thought, why not see what you could come up with? Because you know ways to get around certain stuff and find certain stuff out that I don't even know about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many things. Like he said, like he turns and says to me, he goes, "Find me a stream link for this," and he's like, "I can't find it anywhere." And I was like, "All right, give me a sec." 30 seconds later, on MSN, giving him the stream link.
No, I would still say the best one was, dude, cannot find a video to this song. Cannot find it on YouTube. Cannot find it on that song. I can't remember what it was now. But I couldn't find the music video anywhere. I couldn't find it on iTunes. Couldn't find it on YouTube.
Yep.
And I went, "Can you find it?" And within 2-3 minutes, he gone, "Here you go, done." Through MSN.
And then he's watching it online, and he's like, "How did you find that?"
Yeah, you know. But it's a case of if you want to pursue a podcast, I would boil it down to 3 simple questions. What do you want to talk about? who are your target audience, and where do you want to go?
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, the main thing is, what do you actually want to talk about? Like, we talk about stuff that we want to talk about. That's where we're doing it, about computers.
Yeah, but it's not just that. We talk about what we've come across.
Yep. What we've seen other people come across.
Yeah, the bad side of it.
And the good side of it.
And the good side of it. Now, the next show, talking about the bad and good side of computers, the next show is actually going to be based on the devil, the PC World.
Oh.
Now, PC World, Comet and Curry, seeing as they're part of the Dixon's Group PLC, simply because I think a lot of people are misinformed
about half these services and things that they offer.
I mean, I think it'd be about time that we're not going to criticise the company, we're not going to have a go, we're going to go by our experience and our issues that we've had with them in the past.
Yep.
So, you know, if anybody from PC World listens to this podcast, for example, you can't see it. But plain and simple, because
I'm pretty sure if it was just a general worker working at the place and someone was slating their company, they probably wouldn't care anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, when you get higher and higher, it's like if we were to say where we work, and we were going on about and putting them down, and, you know, Walmart wouldn't hesitate to step in. You know, oops, I made a boo-boo.
Granddad moment again.
Yeah, but, you know, obviously from that comment I think they'll get the gist of where we work, but we haven't said which one we work at, so...
There's so many.
Yeah, there's loads. But the thing is...
Actually, the video podcast, they're going to see our faces.
Uh-oh.
They're going to see our faces. Worse.
Do you know what? I'm going to do IRA style. Now, this is going to sound so wrong, but I'm going to do balaclava, combat boots, and just stand behind Vishal with my arms folded.
No, you won't be standing behind me, you'll be sat in your wheelchair.
I don't see no wheels on this chair. It may fall apart from time to time from my fat ass sitting on it, but you know.
That reminds me, I've got to fit the hydraulic system in there.
Right, guys, look, the next show, obviously we're going to talk about the devil, the horrible place we call PC World. Simply because one issue that amazes me is their repair centre.
Oh God.
Just on a quick note, you know.
Oh God.
Because I know you've had some...
I've had some people that sent stuff over to PC World and they haven't had it back for like 3 weeks.
And because they give a thing of, say, 24 hours, isn't it? Is the standard one 24 hours, or we're going to have to do some research on this?
But all I know is they've sent it off and then they've fixed the problem, but then there's been even more problems after it's come back. So then you send it back to them and then it comes back again. Yeah. It's kind of like in the car world, it's kind of like Mercedes dealerships. It goes in broken, it comes back, and then it goes in broken again, and then it comes back out. It goes in broken again.
Yeah.
It's not actually the car. The car have their own problems, but it's more the dealers. The dealers are actually the ones that are kind of like screwing them up on purpose, just to make more money off them. And it's because of that lets your reputation down. So if anybody from PC World is actually listening, you kind of need to sort yourselves out.
But the other thing is, I know this for a fact because my mum's ex used to work at PC World. All the sales on the shop floor, not in the repair centre, on the shop floor, do you know they're commission based? Every single sale is commission based. You know when you go in to buy a brand new laptop or desktop computer, do you know why they offer you a printer with paper and a USB lead and this, that and the other? Because they don't make money on any laptop or desktop computer that they sell. None of them. Seriously. Dang. I'm not joking you. Their sales are commission based. That's why when you say no to their 5-year service warranty plan or whatever they call it, you get the sales assistant going, oh, because it's commission based, they have to sell that product. You know, I mean, it's alright having commission based stuff, we're not saying that's wrong, but when it's to the detriment of the customer and they don't need it, why are we being sold it? We'll get more into this in show 15. Guys, we're logging off for today because Vishal had a tournament on Saturday and he's absolutely knackered because he hasn't had his caffeine shot. I've had no sleep because I've been signing us up to more podcast directories.
And I was at work on Sunday as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Ouch.
Just imagine being dead and then going to work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And whereas me, lazy, didn't get up till 1 o'clock. Stayed in bed, you know. But guys, we know this show's been all over the place again, and I've got a lot of editing to do because we have made a few mistakes in today's show.
He's made a few boo-boos today.
Yeah, a few. I will edit out that one comment though, I think. Actually, I might keep it in because it might make it interesting to our listeners. Because can you imagine our listeners going to each and every one of
stores trying to find
yeah,
each and every one of the places.
But don't forget, they don't know what we look like.
Not at the moment, no.
Apart from unless they're a member on the Facebook group, because obviously we're the creators of it. But the thing is, they only know what we sound like, which is a good thing. Okay, guys, this is our last track of this show, and I just think this is an awesome track off a very talented artist, friend of Miley Cyrus, friend of Vanessa Hudgens, starred alongside Vanessa Hudgens in High School Musical, and this is Ashley Tisdale, and it's alright. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Speak to you soon.